Next up, maybe a slightly less gloomy topic. We already touched upon YouTube in Cedric Heid's presentation on Bitcoin. We will now have a look at influencers. I'd like to welcome on stage Professor Dr. Isabel Welpe from the Technical University of Munich and Eva Meyer, also Technical University of Munich. I just see you're digital, I'm sorry, but I still welcome you. And they will speak on the next chapter of Financial Analysts, how YouTubers predict and influence cryptocurrency investments and token or crypto valuation.
Thank you. Thank you. Can everyone hear us well?
Everything working fine, yeah.
Perfect, perfect. So yes, that's what we're going to talk about. But I guess we have to do a disclaimer. Today we are not going to present actual results yet. That'll be very soon in our working paper, but just as a disclaimer. So with me is Eva Meyer, and we're going to present together on research on the next chapter of Financial Analysts, an overview of crypto YouTube influencers. And maybe we can go to the next slide. Exactly, that's us from TU Munich. And I will start with kicking off the first part and share a video of maybe a typical YouTube influencer talking about crypto. Exactly. I hope we can play the video. Yeah.
Now it comes. Should kick off.
Test? Sorry, we are currently not seeing the video. Maybe skip slides back and forth and play again.
Understanding technical analysis can mean the difference between buying here and buying here. And that's why I decided to create the best darn beginner's guide to technical analysis on the internet.
The price target of this specific breakout would be $22,800, actually very, very close to the 23,000 Fibonacci extension I was mentioning in yesterday's video.
And it held at that support, then I would get super bullish on Bitcoin, go into six figures immediately, okay?
You go on Bitcoin, you search Bitcoin, you can't find one positive headline. Every single one is negative.
And if you see the RSI drop under 30, then it's just like, sell grandma the kids in the kitchen sink kind of opportunity to buy Bitcoin. You should absolutely buy that dip.
If we break, let's say, $47,000, $46,000 with a clean break to the downside, in that case, we are very likely, in my opinion, to potentially go all the way down to $33,000.
A lot of people don't see it. I see it. I see it. I've seen it.
Everything that we're saying now about cryptocurrencies and applications, we said the exact same thing about the internet stocks back in the 90s.
Yes. Welcome back, everybody, to Altcoin Daily.
So who are these traders? Well, they call themselves the Flash Boys, and they aren't making your average order book trade. This is lending on steroids, and it could jeopardize the entire crypto ecosystem.
It's starting to happen, and man, it's gonna be nuts. Like I always say, nuts to butt.
How to make money in crypto. Oh, you're killing me.
I would actually like, I don't know how many people are still present, but who is listening has actually looked at such YouTube influencers to inform themselves about potential crypto investments? I only see empty chairs, but maybe there are people to the left and right. I would guess most of us have at some point come across these videos, and it's not surprising because the last one we saw, BitBoy Crypto, has more than 1 million subscribers just by himself. And so for this research, we also looked at the existing YouTube channels that deal with crypto investments, and you can see that we found 54 in total, the majority being in the USA and the UK, and only 2 from Germany, also the only non-English ones, so only 2 in German, and only 2 that are female-led that are also based in the US. The next slide shows that the whole space is growing quickly, starting with in the year 2015 with the early adopters, 99 Bitcoins and others, and then growing quite steadily over the years. So on the right, you see how we identified these different channels. So we searched on YouTube and online articles, we screened Reddit, and our cutoff criteria was that we only included channels with more than 30,000 subscribers as of September 21. Then over to you, Eva.
Perfect, thank you. So let's take a look at why we are actually looking at the space and why it is relevant for our research. So as we have seen, the number of channels as such is growing, but more interestingly is the number of subscribers and the number of viewers. And as we can see here, only in the last half year, from September 21 to February 2022, the number of subscribers has grown by 25%, having now more than 20 million subscribers over all those 54 channels. And this is quite stunning, thinking that this is a quarter of Germany's population who subscribes to the channel, meaning that when I watch a video, I don't automatically subscribe to it, but this is then real attachment to the channel as such. Most of the channels, as you can see on the right-hand side, they do some sort of market analysis, meaning that they look at price building of cryptocurrencies, and they also do some price predictions. So saying, doing their analysis, as we have seen in the videos, they think, in their opinion, Bitcoin, for example, is going to increase or fall in price. And the demand is so huge that they're actually doing, most of them are doing a video on a daily basis, so it's their main job, and only few of them do a video on a monthly basis. Now, if we look at the leading channels, we can see that the 3 leading channels have more than 1 million subscribers per channel, and that the leading one, Coinburo, UK-based, has almost 2 million subscribers. As you can see on the right-hand side, not only most channels from the US and the UK, but also the most successful ones are US and UK based. And what is also interesting, so we have 3 content coverages. You can see them in the backup if we send the slide deck around, but most of them do some sort of market analysis, so not purely education. So they do some price predictions, they talk about the market, and they try to analyze and predict how the price will fall or maybe may rise. Even more interesting now, going away from the number of subscribers, is looking at the total number of views. And this is even quite more stunning. Taking all videos of those 54 channels together, we can see that their total views almost sums up to 1.7 billion. So this is incredibly much. And we can actually really talk about influencers here because they have such a huge outreach to viewers who are interested in cryptocurrencies that this is really a space one should look at. Now, if you look at the leading videos, you may now wonder what are the 4 videos which have the most views. Those are, to be honest, quite educational. They do not do a lot of market analysis. And I can remember when I entered the space 1.5 or 2 years ago, someone also recommended me the video on the left-hand upside, what is Bitcoin, and it's actually very good, and it helped me to understand the basics of blockchain. And this video alone has almost 5.5 million views. So they're really doing some videos with impact. Now you may wonder, okay, those are huge numbers, but how does it relate to other news outlets? If we look at social media platforms as such, we can see that YouTube is actually the 2nd largest social media platform already, closely after Facebook, with 2.5 billion users per month. And from a research perspective, this is also quite interesting to see because a lot of papers download or use Twitter or Reddit data to make some trading strategies to feel the market sentiment and then to trade after that. But no paper, to our knowledge, has yet looked at the YouTube influencer space and looked at how valuable those price predictions are actually for the viewers. Now, if you wonder, how about other crypto news outlets? You're probably all familiar with Cointelegraph, CoinDesk, Bitcoinist, etc. And why they also have quite a stunning outreach, for example, Cointelegraph with 19 million users, this does not compare in January 2022 with a large impact and large outreach that YouTube has. So this is really a social media platform one should look at and should have in mind when doing research. And yeah, we are happy to working on that. Now you may wonder, okay, if YouTube is such relevant, are actually traditional firms also doing something on YouTube? And we can say yes. So Goldman Sachs, Bank of America, JP Morgan, they all have now their own channels on YouTube where they do some news and sharing some market analysis sometimes. But it does not compare to the relevance of new YouTubers, new influencers in the space. First of all, for the investment advice without a crypto focus. So for example, on personal finance, there you can see Graham Stephan having almost 4 million subscribers only for his own channel. But then if we look at the crypto YouTube channels, they're not, considering that it's quite a niche, crypto investments, their number of subscribers is quite comparable to that of the investment advice without crypto focus. And the last one, trying to tell you how relevant this space is, if we now compare traditional news outlets, like really from traditional finance, Forbes.com, etc., you can see also how significant in the non-crypto world, this whole YouTube space is already getting. Yeah. So I hope we convinced you about the relevance, and we'll now show you what kind of research we are currently doing.
What you can expect soon, exactly. So the next slide shows our process in selecting the relevant YouTube channels. So you know there are 54 in total, and the ones in green we have selected down. So only the ones with market analysis in their content with more subscribers than 300,000 in English, and then with a daily video frequency. And that leaves us with a total of 11 in our sample, and you can see them here. So that's what they are, what our analysis, the final analysis, will be based on. And we will look at the content of their videos, trying to measure these 5 possible indicators. So are they very bullish on Bitcoin? So an example for that would be, I maintain my opinion that Bitcoin is in the middle of this bull market. Are they bullish neutral, bearish neutral, or bearish? And we have people making informed judgment on the statements and content. And then hopefully, the next slide, you will see what we will be able to tell you soon-ish. The number of right and wrong predictions, the past returns from following YouTubers' predictions. So would you have made money, lost money? Neither nor, if you had followed whatever their advice would be. Yeah, whether there's subjectivity in deriving suggestions from the videos. We're happy to share the working paper soon. We'll do this, of course, on LinkedIn and other channels. And also, if you have suggestions, I guess we're still open to that. If we should look at something else that we're currently not aware of. Otherwise, we want to really thank a number of students. It's not just us involved in this project. You see their names here who have been really helpful in doing this kind of research. And it is a joint research project with Eva Meyer as lead author, myself, and also Philipp Sandner, who you all know very well. Thank you.
Thank you. I can also echo. So great thank you to this student group.